What is up, Thralls of Metal? Jammin Jon here, bringing you the Metal Tag 2021 that came from us again from Marty Worm. Thank you. So this is my take on the 20 questions that are on this list. I'll just jump right into it. Number 1, music spoiled by vocals. The first, at least full-length release from the Human Abstract, Nocturne. This album is really cool, got a lot of good groove. The guitar playing in here is excellent. Neoclassical metal, it's got some metalcore, it's got some gent moments. I really dig this record, but the vocals suck. Very high-pitched singing, much like Periphery vocals. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I dig this album, but I really can't stand the vocals. Number 2. An album that I love that's let down by bad production be Hate Eternal's I'm Monarch. I love Hate Eternal. Love Hate Eternal. Love Eric Rutan. You know, at the time Derek Roddy played on this album. I dug the shit out. I still love this album, yeah. The song The Faceless One is one of my favorites. Of course, I'm Monarch. Behold Judas. These are great songs. But the production is muddy as all get out, and it drives me insane, and it makes it kind of tough to listen to. So yeah, unfortunately, that's that. Let's see here. A band that suffers from a weak member. So far I know Nick and Shred had this answer, and I've got it too. It's Lars. I can't say anything nice, so I just won't say anything at all, other than Lars, take Dave Lombardo up on his offer. He did offer to teach you to play drums. I think you should take it. Also, I think one of our neighbors is like 6 or 7. He's not bad. I've heard him. Take lessons from him. Something. Number 4. Show an album that defines heavy for me. I don't give a crap what anybody says. The Acacia Strain's Wormwood. This album. The Acacia Strain in general is pretty just heavy. But this album in particular, all of these songs, you know, The Hills Have Eyes, the end of that song's disgusting. The Impaler, Jonestown, even the last track, that Tactical Nuke track that's all instrumental, dude, that's heavy as balls. Number 5 is show an album recommended to you by the music community. As you know, I run What's John Jamming for this channel, which I'm going to get back to soon. Fret not, everybody that has sent me something. But an album recommended to me, I'm going to pick Cynicism with Lim Hims. My buddy Matt Odette that plays guitar in this band. It's definitely death metal, along the lines of Aborted and Benighted and things like that. This is such a good jam. Check this out. Number 6, show an album that takes your musical taste in a different direction. Since I'm at Necrotic Nick's house and he doesn't have this album, it's not like I can hold it up, but Portishead's Dummy, or Portishead Live in New York, or whatever the other one is. Doesn't matter. I'm a sucker for that. Beth Gibbons is a hell of a vocalist, and you know, I'm a drummer myself. I like funky hip-hop beats, and there's stuff like that all over Portishead. Plus, it's very relaxing, and it's one of those great albums to make love to. If you've never done that, do it. Number 7, a gem in my collection. Again, I'm not at my house, but if I was, something that I would pick would be the band From the Shallows, Beyond the Unknown. These guys are from Toledo, Ohio, my hometown. Oddly enough, I don't think I know any of the dudes in this band. The bass player was in the Black Dahlia Murder for a while. I don't remember what his name is. It's not important. But this is like pretty much just straightforward death metal. It's only got 7 tracks, but it's a good listen. Band in my collection that formed closest to where I live. I could use that last band, but I'm going to go ahead and use old school death metal's Gutted. These guys also came from Toledo. I didn't know any of these dudes, but a couple of my buddies did. Just old school death metal, Obituary, Morbid Angel, stuff like that. Death. Good times. Number 9 would be an album that I reach for melody-wise. You cannot get much more melodic than All That Remains, The Fall of Ideals. This is, to me, when I think All That Remains was on top of their game. Really, in my opinion, they only had 3 albums that were worth a shit. The one before this one, I can't remember what the hell the name of that one was, and then Overcome. But anyway, all these songs, 6, This Calling, Not Alone, It Dwells in Me, all these songs, dude, the vocals are killer, the guitar work on here is killer. This is when Shannon Lucas played drums for these guys. So, yeah, this. If I want to sing song but still jam, it's these. This. Number 10 would be the album in my collection that I would sell first. We all own butt rock, you guys, let's be honest. I have a Limp Bizkit album. I have a couple of Disturbed's albums. The first and the second Disturbed I have. I even have Creed. So if I had to get rid of albums, it would be the butt rock in my collection. And I know Nick has butt rock, and I know all y'all have some butt rock. Number 11 would be which subgenre of music you would delete from existence. Slam. I can't. I like breakdowns. That's great. But the pig squeals, those vocals, you guys, I can't do it. Every time I hear a pig squeal, I laugh and I cringe. And I don't know what's worse, but that to me is not something that belongs in metal. You know, there are bands I will give a pass to. Obviously Dying Fetus, obviously Ingested, but really beyond that, Slam to me just has no place. The band or artist that I would love to see a reissue from. Now, I will take either a reissue or a new release. Glass Casket. I wish, first of all, that these guys had done more than 2 records. If you don't know Glass Casket, it's got current members of Between the Buried and Me. I think this was Dusty and Blake's first band. Anyway, this was a side project, at least, of theirs, and all of these songs are killer. This was great, like metalcore, math metal, kind of like a cross between early Between the Buried and Me and Into the Moat, maybe. You know, they were talking about a comeback for a while and they never did. I would still like to see a comeback, and definitely a re-release of these, because the copy I have is pretty scratched up, or a new album would be cool. So Glass Casket. Which 80s metal act would I love to see a comeback from? God, pretty much any 80s act that I was into is still out there today. I guess I would take another Police album. That would be kind of cool. So if anyone from the Police is listening, get back together, release an album. For God's sakes, go on tour. Anybody go on tour right now. I don't care. Play an accordion on the street corner. I'll come out. Number 14. Show an alternative variation of an album cover. Cannibal Corpse's The Bleeding. Again, this is nothing like whatever is on the original one. It just looks like a blood spatter. I can't really tell if there's anything else going on there, but here there's some people, and they're mummified, and they're also bleeding. But this is definitely different than the original. A band, for me, that defines metal. I'm gonna go ahead and say Pantera. I don't know why Pantera gets the hate it does, but I grew up on that stuff. And when I think about metal, I think of Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar Display of Power and Far Beyond Driven. Those 3 albums, that's just metal to me. The breakdown in Primal Concrete Sledge will always be a go-to. My most metallic album cover, again, I'm not at my house. I'm here at Nick's, and I know Nick actually showed his actual, one that's made. The CD case is made of metal. He doesn't have any beyond that are made of metal, so I'll just say Decrepit Births and Time Begins. Of course, this is a Dan Seagrave cover. Anything Dan Seagrave has done, anything is all the most metal, but this album cover most specifically is something that I think of when I think of heavy metal album covers, so yeah. Number 17, a band that I disliked at first but now highly regard would be, oddly enough, Immolation. This is the first Immolation album that I ever heard. Necrotic showed these guys to me. Now, I always thought that Immolation was black metal, and up until the last couple years or so, I have not been a big black metal fan, so I skipped over Immolation, thinking that they were black metal. And then Necrotic played this for me, and I fell in love immediately, and have now seen these guys a couple times. Love Immolation. Love them. Love them. Number 18, an album that you liked at first but now disregard. I mean, I can state metalcore mostly as a whole, but As I Lay Dying, Frail Words Collapse. So when I first found these guys, it's 2004. So yeah, this was right around the time that Lamb of God's New American Gospel came out, and I really don't like that record anymore either. But I remember looking for something heavier, and this would be about the time I was getting into, notably heavier music. And I remember I couldn't find these guys, and then I ended up finding a copy of this album in a mall in Westland, Michigan. Yeah, I really dug it, but it's As I Lay Dying. These guys are meh. This used to be really good. There are some notable moments on here, but this is not something I would really even ever reach for, period. Probably won't sell it, but I really don't really like this album too much anymore. Number 19, a metal band that deserves more recognition. I'd say Surreption. Those guys do really good at technical, speedy death metal. And they've only got 3 albums, but man, I've seen them twice now, and they've kicked ass both times. The first time we saw them, it was without a bassist, but they still kicked the shit out of that crowd. I love the first at least 2 Surreption albums. I think Tony Westermark is still in that band. I have a picture with Tony Westermark, the drummer of Surreption. Yeah, good time. They deserve more recognition. I don't hardly see anything about those guys ever. So Surreption, 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 Surreption. Surreption. And last but not least, number 20, my number 1 holy grail going into 2021. Oh, we didn't know what that meant, so I'm gonna state, what I would like to see most in 2021 is the return of live music. Please, please, I will wear a mask. I will drink multiple things of the vaccination. I don't care anymore. I want to go to a show. I think everybody wants to go to a show. I think, I know bands want to go, through Thralls now. We've talked to people all over the world, and everybody wants to play live music, and that's what I want to see. Beyond that, I know we're supposed to have new Suffocation, new Meshuggah, new Mastodon, new a bunch of crap. So, of course, I want to see all the awesome killer things that are coming, but live music is what I want to see most. You never know how much you're gonna miss a show until you can't go to them anymore, and this sucks, and I just want to see a concert. So, that brings me to the end. I think we still have Rin that's gonna do one of these, and then I think Miller's gonna do one as well, but these are pretty cool. I would recommend you guys do this yourselves, because why the hell not? If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the little bell notification. Make sure that you get to come hang out with us and hear us talk and metal and jokes and butt vampires. None of us are butt vampires from what I know, but whatever. We have a giveaway coming. We are almost at 4,500 subscribers. Holy crap, 4,500 subscribers. I can't believe that 4,500 people want to hear what we have to say about metal. That is so awesome. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. I know all of us are really super thankful. This is something really cool and really fun that we get to do, and all of us, we've all been metalheads for such a long time. Why not just get together and talk about it? Anyway, been really cool. I'm babbling. What's John Jamming is about to make a return here. I'm going to do that video in a couple of days. We have some cool stuff coming for you. Stick around. Take care.